Welcome back to Today I am talking to actor, TikToker, and very long-time friend of mine, Troy Tripicchio. Tripicchio.
Mm-hmm.
Your name's not Your name's Tripicchio?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I'll explain. I'm actually really glad you asked that because I don't even know how to say my own name. No, I grew up saying Tripicchio, but in the old country, it's Tripicchio, but I just grew up with the Americanized version, and I keep saying I'm gonna start saying Tripicchio because it's just like spelled like Pinocchio and it's just easier for people to get. But then I always forget and always say Tripicchio. So we got two options.
Wait, I immediately have questions. Wait, your name's from old country Italian last names.
Yeah.
I have always thought your name was Tripicchiano. Like, that's not even close.
Not even now.
It's not even in the same arena. But it's Tripicchio?
Tripicchio.
I don't know you. Oh, no.
She knows me. Don't worry.
I do.
We
It's
know each
true.
other.
But yes. Okay. So starting off with a different fun question. If you could for 1 week take the life of any actor or celebrity that you either want the career of or the life of, just for 1 week, who would it be?
Oh my God. Anybody in the world?
Anybody.
I feel like what?
I was gonna say, but like a celebrity, not like, oh yeah, like my
Right,
uncle.
not like the guy on the street that I walked by today. I'm not gonna have a good answer. I first thought of like Sydney Sweeney.
Oh,
Funny? Yeah.
Yeah, why?
She's just so amazing. Like if I were Sydney Sweeney, I would know how amazing I was. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no arguing how incredible she is.
Yeah.
And Euphoria, like the reason I even watched Euphoria was because I saw a clip of her just like freaking out on camera, and I was like, oh my God.
I actually completely understand that because I have not seen Euphoria, but I've seen moments of her, and I'm like, I should start watching this
Straight
show.
up, when she's like screaming, crying, I'm like, I think I need to watch this show. That's the only reason why I watch the show.
Yeah.
She's so good.
I get it.
Yeah, and she went to the Met Gala, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Those
Yeah.
are talented Met Gala. Perfect.
I get to be blonde for a week. It would be fun.
That's really the dream.
Yeah.
So, now that you're here, you are an actor. Tell us a little, like, what got you into acting? When did you start? Just a bit of your background.
My whole life. I just remember doing all the school shows always, and just being like, oh yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do forever. Carly and I met through community theater.
It's true.
Am I hijacking? Should I?
No, please. Oh my God, hijack away.
I'm like taking over the interview.
No, oh my God, please hijack this interview. No one has hijacked it before, but I'm really jazzed.
Cool, all right. Well, I was like, is she going to talk about it? So we met when we were, what, 10?
I think so. Like, in my 5th grade was Honk. We were in Honk the musical together.
We were in Honk. And we did these summer shows every year. And when we were 12, I played Troy.
And I played Gabrielle.
In High School Musical. And we shared our first kiss.
It's true.
On stage. It's definitely on tape somewhere.
It is absolutely. I think I own that tape.
You were so much taller than me.
Oh my God. I was taller than Troy, but also far more awkward. So there were multiple times when I like wouldn't do it, and I would just ice you out on stage.
Right,
I'm
like, okay. And we were 12, so everyone was like, ooh. And I'm like, guys, it's really fine. Like, me and Carly are friends. Like, this is awkward. It's okay.
It was the most awkward thing in the world.
That was so funny, though.
Oh, it was absolutely hilarious.
And I had like emo straight hair.
Oh my God. And I have like curly-ish hair, and my mom was like, no, you have to blow dry it and brush it out. And I was like, Mom, this isn't going to go well. And then I look at pictures, I'm like, I was right.
Right,
I was right
told
this
you.
whole time.
I told you anyway. So yeah, a little.
I think there was a part in the song where, wasn't there a part where you ended up jumping on my back?
Yeah, the strong part.
Oh my God.
I jumped on Carly's back, so that was very.
Because they were like, oh my God, what would be funny because of your height
4'8". Hey, it worked.
It did work. My family has never let me forget that moment. They don't even care about the kiss. They're like, remember when he jumped on your back?
Really? I completely forgot about that. That's funny. Good times, though.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we have known each other through musical theater or like community theater. Shout out Portchester Council for the Arts, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's a great time. Definitely look into that. Yeah. But I know you've done a lot more recently, like plays and other things and film and stuff, which we will totally get into soon. But what was that transition like? Did you always know that you thought that like straight acting or plays was more the angle? Are you still trying to do musicals? Like, what's kind of the balance there?
I love musical theater more than anything. Like, I love to sing just more than anything. It's just my favorite thing in the world.
And you're very good at it.
Thanks. So is Carly. But it's just my favorite thing in the world. I went to Atlantic Acting School, and sometimes they had Judy Kuhn, no big deal, come and teach you how to sing. God. And I was like, oh, okay. But she wasn't available, so that never happened. And so that just kind of led me on the straight acting track. And then I did screen a lot until COVID hit. And now I'm just doing anything, doing whatever. But I love musical theater. I think like the focus right now is more screen stuff, but I will absolutely go back to musical theater one day. I don't know when, but for sure.
I so get, because I talk to a lot of people, and it's so interesting how the path to musical theater, especially today, seems to be like, if you are not the best dancer the world has ever seen, like, why are you here?
Right. Yeah, like I was gonna send a tape for the Japan like chorus line tour, and I was like, this would be so cool. And like the song I nailed, the jazz routine I nailed, and the ballet, I was like, ah. I was like embarrassed. I was like, I don't even want anybody to see. I didn't want to waste their time. I should have just sent it in. But it's like, yeah, I know people who just like grind like no other for musical. Like that's really what it takes.
I have a friend. The call for the Legally Blonde. Did you see the Legally Blonde national tour called? Have we talked about this?
Oh no, we haven't.
Okay, well I got called in for that. I think a lot of people did. I think pretty much if you applied, unless you were like, I've never done theater, you got called in. And they had one of those things where it was like, okay, just read the sides for the part you want, sing for the part you want, and then just do for any of these parts, like do this dance call. You don't have to be a dancer. We just want to see how you move. When I tell you, it was like the most complicated thing.
Right.
I did not submit it. I had my friend laugh in my human face. She was like, Carly, no. It was so bad.
It's funny, dancing is always like I feel like that's the, like, you make or break. You know what I mean? It's like you either can do it or you cannot.
Cannot.
And it like affects it, right? It affects everything else.
Totally. So if you could be in any musical, or like what's your goal musical that you want to be in?
Oh my God, I think I would kill somebody to be MC in Cabaret.
Oh my God.
I sound like Lizzie McGuire. That is, oh my God, what a role. That would just be I would have the time of my life, I think.
You would be brilliant at that. That'd be so good.
I think I would surprise people too.
Yeah.
Because I think people think I'm like this nice guy, which I am. But like MC's like, no, but MC's like, he's like evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've definitely channeled him in other roles that I've played. Yeah, he would be so much fun.
Oh my God.
That's one of them for sure. What about you?
Oh, good. I would play any role topical in Into the Woods in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah?
I love Into the Woods so much.
Yeah.
I would like someone to put me in Into the Woods so badly. Wink, you have like, 4 weeks? Just get someone out of there. Put me right in. Figure it out. Or actually, I have so many answers to that question.
Right,
like,
there's so many.
It's such a weird thing, like, going into, like, because I love acting, but going into the straight acting, but then being like, no, but I still love musical theater.
Right.
It is so funny how people will kind of take things and be like, oh, well, you don't do that anymore. It's like, it's not that I don't do it anymore.
It's just what's happening right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So do you think that the path you're taking with focusing on film, is that kind of part of an intentional long con to get back into musicals, or how?
Yeah. Yeah, like in an ideal world, if you could map out your whole life, yeah, I would like try to make a name for myself on screen and then just do musical theater because I can. You know what I mean? But that's an idealized, you can't plan for anything. You just have to be open to whatever. So. Speaking
of being open, I know you said you went to Atlantic Acting School. You were also in The Society on Netflix, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Can you talk more about that, like getting into that? That was the Netflix debut, right?
Yeah. I was like, thank you. I know, just me mopping the floor, like, huh? But no, okay. I'm glad you asked about that because I love not even just like bragging about this story, but it's like, oh, I touched the mic. But it's like, just like my family friend I was saying how our mutual friend, Cassidy.
Yeah.
We were all in
Shout out Cassidy.
We were all in Beauty and the Beast together. I was Amir. Carly was
I was
Mrs.
Mrs.
Potts.
Potts.
Cassidy was the dresser. Anyway, context. You needed that context for me to tell this
So
story.
important.
She was going to school in Boston, and I was telling my friend, who's an actor, like, yeah, my best friend lives in Boston. He was like, you should sign up for Boston Casting, like, just to get their emails, because you can stay there if you booked a job. And I was like, okay. That was while I was still in acting school. I got emails for maybe 2 years saying, extra work, we need extras for this, because it's just local. Like, you're supposed to be a Boston local. And then finally, one of the emails was like, casting college-age students, or whatever. And I was like, that's very vague. What is this? So I feel like I was on like the dark web. I was like, it took me forever to find what they were casting. And it was originally called Hamelins. And all I knew was starring Catherine Newton, and it was Netflix.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's all I need. I called out of work. I called Cassidy. I was like, get my bed ready. Like, I'm auditioning for... I managed to get... No, what happened was I submitted my headshot and got an audition, but it was for one line. And I was like, okay. And the I was like, must be a Boston local. So I was like, all right, Cassidy, I'm going to stay with you for the weekend. I'm going to audition for this thing. And I didn't hear... It was such a fun audition. I loved them. I bonded with them like so quickly. Me and these ladies at Boston Casting, it was
What
so
made
much
it so fun?
I just like did it, and we just like had a good. I don't know. I like was just laughing that whole time, and then a week went by, nothing. I was like, oh, what? Like normally you just let it go, but when it goes to that, normally you have no idea how well you did.
Yeah.
But when it went that well, it's like, come on, man. And then me and my mom are in 54 Below. And I get a call saying, like, hey, we're booking you. And I was like, oh, yay. And they were like, okay, so the fitting is tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. See you there. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
so
my
I
God.
called out of work, like, and went to Boston in the morning. Yeah, just like, but then they found out, they're like, oh, you live in New York? I was like, yeah, I fully live in New York. And they're like, that's fine. Just the production's not going to, like, pay for you or anything. I'm like, that's fine. I'm happy to do, I don't care. And then I did my one little line. And then someone on the set was like, they called me in for one line, but I keep like emailing them and they keep calling me back. So I was like, okay. And it's a really like violent show. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like Lord of the Flies, but in suburbia. So I emailed them and I was like, hey, like my character didn't like get shot. So if you need me, I'm still around. And then they were like, yeah, 2 weeks later, they like brought me back and I had the close up and everything. And so my manager liked that because I put that on my reel and everything. But yeah, that was just like so much fun.
That is... So what was filming that like? Because honestly, that's an insane get. Like like that's huge.
I had a trailer. For
That's
one line. Can we
wild.
talk about that? That was crazy.
Wait, did you really?
Yes, me and this one, because we were in the scene together. We each had one line at first anyway. And we had our own trailers. I was like, is this like, wow, are you kidding me? And then it's true, they say like you really just sit around in your trailer. I brought comic books to read just for hours until they finally like...
What comic books did you read?
I'm glad you asked because I was very particular. I brought Afterlife with Archie.
Nice.
Because, I don't know, it was very like... I was in New England and like I remember the sunrise being like blood red. I was like, I'm in New England, it's all old and creepy. I'm just like nuts. I'm like a witch, it's fine. But then it's kind of true. Hence my outfit. But yeah, I just read Afterlife with Archie. Like, you know, the Archie comic, but it's like zombies and horror and stuff. So that was fun.
Nice.
And the food was good too.
What did they have?
He had like tuna steak. I'd never heard of that. Exactly. I was like,
Okay.
what? It's delicious.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I made friends. It was like a great
Yeah, did you get to like
time.
vibe with the rest of the cast?
Yeah, they were
or-
really cool. Yeah, I forgot their names, but the ones that I like hung out with were really cool.
I don't remember them, but they were nice.
Right, they were great. But
So good job,
Yeah.
society.
yeah. Season 2 is supposed to happen.
Are you dead?
COVID had other plans.
Oh, I don't wanna
I
spoil
didn't
it.
know, but I didn't know anything. I literally like had my train ticket booked for season 2.
Oh yeah, so COVID hit like right.
COVID hit literally, like 3 weeks before filming.
Oh my
And
god.
I emailed them. I was like, I'm guessing we're holding. And they were like, yeah, we don't know what's happening, so just don't come here until we know what's happening.
Shoot, so there's still
then-
like no word.
Oh no, it's canceled.
Oh, it's canceled.
Yeah, it's canceled.
That's so sad.
But hey, I'm on a show. Like I can't. Like I'm happy to have these problems. Do you know what I mean? Like that's
That's
how
a great problem to
That's
have.
how you have to look at it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So like, how do you feel like that? Did you see your career or your trajectory going in a different place before the pandemic? And like, how do you see it now comparatively? Like, what do you think's changed?
I mean, yeah, because theoretically it's like, oh yeah, season 2, but I didn't know if I was just gonna be like in the background, like, you know what I mean, like giving reactions, because I was just like a glorified extra pretty much. Like I was just an extra they liked enough to give lines, but I had no idea. Like I could have been cut, I could have been given a role. Like I truly didn't know anything. So like the possibility for bigger things was there, but I feel like all in all, it's really the same. It's really the same because you have no control when it comes to film and TV. Unless you're under contract and like know you have a big part, like it's a director's medium. Like they could cut whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. So like, and speaking of you not knowing where things will go, pandemic, all the things.
Right.
You are doing, obviously you have been on Netflix. Hooray, you did it. We were once in a commercial together also for Scared by the Sound of Thailand.
That's great. That's fun.
That was such a great time. Then you've been doing indie theater, which we will get into, but then also you have gone mega viral on TikTok.
I guess. I don't know if you can say that.
You have like 100,000 followers on TikTok. That's insane.
Yeah, I do.
Would you like to tell everyone why you have 100,000 followers?
You know what's funny? When the world totally shut down, I was like, I had no pressure. Do you know what I mean? I had zero pressure. I was like, I'm just going to download this app that only my 12-year-old cousins have because there's nothing. I'm at home with my, do you know what I mean? Like I went home with my grandma for 2 weeks for the COVID, the COVID, as she says. And it's like, I was like, might as well download this stupid app and just be an idiot. And people loved it. I don't know. I had such a fun time doing that. I am big into astrology. And I was like, what can I make videos about? Like, I just needed, like, there was no way to get my creative energy out. Yeah. So I was like, what can I do? And I was like, I can have, like, the zodiac signs. I'll, like, talk to each other and, like, yell at each other. And then yeah, that just, like, became my thing. I think for better or for worse, I became the astrology guy for a little while.
How did you get, like, into astrology? Because I know, by and large, you talk to most... a good section of the population and they're like, I am an Aries. But like, how did you find yourself in a place where you're like, time for me to get creative? Let me talk about something I know a lot about, astrology. How'd you get into it?
I remember like on my birthday, which was 2 weeks before COVID hit.
We love March.
Yes. We love March birthday. I remember telling all my friends like about this astrology. I was just getting so into it already. So I think it was the timing was just I remember knowing I was a Pisces. Maybe I shouldn't have revealed that. But I should have made you guys guess. No, I remember knowing I was a Pisces when I was a kid. Didn't really know what that meant though. And then, because astrology is psychology and magic. Like if they had a baby, do you know what I mean? And like that's okay. I'm into that. I feel like a lot of actors are into astrology because like we are already interested in wanting to know the way people are and like why people do the things they do and like getting to know a character, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like, it was just like the perfect storm. But I was like, what can I make videos about? And I was like, I could just make fun of the zodiac signs.
Which also, they're so funny. But also, did making those videos, because I know we spoke off of this interview about you getting really into like meditation and stuff.
Oh, totally.
Where does that hit in the timeline?
That honestly hits this year.
Oh, nice.
That's very recent. I tried to meditate during COVID. It kind of worked. Not good at doing it by myself. I found a place in the city on Park and 28th called Diamond Way Buddhism. They have centers all around the world, so I meet people from different countries every time I go there.
Oh my God.
It's amazing, and they cook all these... It's like amazing. It's truly like my happy place, I think. And I was like, let's try this out, this free group guided meditation. And I'm like crying, like my face and my arms are like vibrating. I was like, what is this? So I totally like found something that works.
What is guided like I genuinely don't know. I'm somebody that people are like, you're a lot, you should meditate. And I'm like, that feels like an insult. Oh, you said it. But but like what is are you just sitting there meditating?
You're just sitting there and listening to this person talk, guide you. I don't know, but again, like I almost hate to tell people how much I love it because then I feel like it hypes it up and it's like everyone's gonna have a different experience, but that it just lets you sit with your like we're so used to going like what's next, and this forces you to just sit with yourself, and it's like I'm alive, everything is okay, you know what I mean? It's like there's actually a lot more good, and then like it's really like it's amazing, but that yeah, that's been helping a lot in terms of like just career and everything.
Yeah.
So,
How do you think it's been like, how has that affected the mindset you have on the career? This is so a loaded question because like I
I
can
love
see
it.
how it would have very
Yeah.
much, but just
Oh
for,
my God,
so it's said out
totally.
loud.
Just like, again, takes the pressure off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what happened the last time the pressure was totally off? I got TikTok famous. Do you know what I mean? Just because,
So true.
but because I wasn't really trying to. It was just like, I'm just being an idiot and having a fun, and
Mm.
people caught on. And now I read people's birth charts. If you want a birth chart, hit me up on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do that all the time, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, it just takes the pressure off. It's like, there are other things in your life. That's why, like, I think the best advice for an artist, any kind of creative, is to take the pressure off a little bit. Find other things in your life that give you that joy while you're pursuing what it is you're pursuing. Because yes, that crazy pressure is what like made me take a train to Boston and got on Netflix. So it's not all bad, but it's a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's just a lot all the time.
Totally.
So.
We were even talking. It's funny because every person I talk to, and even like the other people you've seen in this office, on our different things. But I feel like we've all had this moment where we talk to each other, and it's like, yes, the shutdown was so stressful for a variety of reasons. There were definitely bad things, like things were not good. But as creatives, it was finally a moment. I feel like I get to this point with everyone where it's like there was a moment where it was just nothing, and it's like, okay, well, if nothing I do matters, I can just create the art I want because I want to.
Exactly.
And so you end up making so much and really delving into exactly what you want to do. So if you found that time to kind of sit with yourself and figure out what you wanted, just kind of like went with the impulse, there was nothing external telling you to not go with that impulse.
Right. There was no risk almost.
Yeah.
At least no feeling of it. And so it let you just do it.
I think it's because also the world was ending, and it's like, well, if I'm going to make art,
Right.
clearly that's low priority. So
Right, exactly. Like, people don't know where the toilet paper is coming from. Like, I can just make a video of being an idiot. But I also, it's funny, I had really bad, like, imposter syndrome once the videos got big.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
What happened?
I was just like, who do I think I am? Like, it was just like, I was crazy. You realize how crazy you are when like, things happen. It's like, oh, wow, I need to chill.
Yeah.
Because you realize we live in such a world where we have to monetize everything and be and like, one up everything, and it's just a constant like race. And so once you take that pressure off, you ironically figure out what is authentic to you and what is going to help you win whatever race you're trying to win anyway. Do you know what I mean? Not that
Yeah.
I feel like this is what I learned in meditation too. Like once you realize, oh, that's not the point, that's easier to get. Like it's so much easier to have things you don't necessarily want anymore, which sounds so not like down, but it's true. Like it's so much easier to master something you have no emotional stake in. So just take the pressure off, find something else while you're pursuing whatever you're pursuing.
That's honestly, I so completely agree. Like you just need, I feel like it's kind of that class mentality. I don't know if you felt this way, but I always felt like in school, I needed one class that like I didn't care about in order for the other ones to go super well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? So you kind of have that one, not even that you don't care about it. I mean, I guess I'm kind of twisting your words. So this is kind of, I guess, a left point off to the left, but it's like something else to just, it's exactly what you're saying. Like take the pressure off of the idea that like, this is my everything. It's like, what? It's not.
Right. I'll never forget in Atlantic, we were taking this comedy class. I forgot that we had the class. I forgot. I was like, oh, we have the scene. And me and the scene partner had the scene today, but she actually like stayed home sick because she was freaking out and we didn't know we were going to go and that we were going to go that day. I'm not making any sense. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know what you mean.
And then she was like, I can't handle the pressure. It's too last minute. I was like, all right, I guess we're not doing the scene today. I go to the class and she's there. I was like, all right, guess. And she was freaking out. So I had no time to freak out. I was just trying to calm her down. And that was the best acting I've ever done in that school. Because I didn't care. And people say, I hate when people are like, oh, you don't care about the role, you'll get it. There's a little bit of truth to that. Again, it's just taking the pressure off. It's like, I'm going to do my thing. Like in an audition, you're so worried about what do they want? What do they want? They don't know what they want. What they want is none of your business. When you have an audition where you truly don't care and you're happy with your work and you don't care if you get the role or not, you will probably be on the short list.
Speaking of theater and stuff, you've done a few shows recently. Like how has now that theater is back, how has the theater scene been treating you? Like what's that like? I know you were in 2 shows back to back very recently also.
Yeah, that was being the lead in 2 plays that rehearse at the same time and go up within a week of each other.
Oh no, I was in two plays where I was the lead. It was so
idea. I know. I'm like, is that like a humble brag? I'm trying to say how that was kind of really stressful.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best idea, but I loved it. I'm up for the challenge, especially because theater has been closed.
Yes.
Yeah, theater out of nowhere just completely opened up.
It really gave a new ring to people being like, this might be a bad career move to study theater.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, that was so much fun. Thank you for asking. But I just finished both of the shows, and it's like I have new friends now. Like I'm gonna go hang out with my friends after this from the play that I just did. That I didn't know them 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Like after the pandemic, you forget like, oh yeah, being around people in person is important because we've been meeting so many people online. But like, yeah, theater is it's just such a blessing. It really is.
Are these the first shows you've done since the pandemic?
These are the first shows I've done since 2017.
Oh my, right, because you were doing all the film stuff before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang. So like, how do you think this is do you think these shows are shifting your focus on what you want to do or what you're expecting to do, or are they not? Are you just like, oh, that's just like new? I think you get my question.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna sound so dramatic, like Eat, Pray, Love, but this is what happened. Once I truly was like, love Eat, Pray, Love, by the way. But once I was like, truly like, maybe I want to do something else with my life. Like I could do anything. Like I could go to school and do anything.
Yeah.
Like once I genuinely kind of got excited about that, I booked these 2 shows. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, okay, so this is gonna be a nice gauge of whether or not I still want to actually do this. And I do. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Like just rehearsing the first show was so much fun. Just like watching the character just like unravel right in front of you, like figuring out who they are. There's nothing like that. It's so much fun.
Theater's the best.
It's
best. So great.
I know. I know Carly gets it. Like you're just as nerdy as I am. You get it.
I think we talked previously. We're like, wow. I think. Troy, I need to let you know I've been laughing since we talked because you're like, sometimes I'm sitting there realizing I'm an artist now, and I think to myself, what did I do?
What did I do?
Because that's the most real thing in the world.
Right.
Because you were like, it's so true. It's like, I could have gone to school. I could have a job that pays me. It could be stable. It's great. It's like, what did I do?
I did this. Like,
Yeah.
I chose this.
But there's like nothing else I wanted. Like, this is
nothing
it.
else I want. Didn't know that this is what it would be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know until you do it.
You have no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
Everything's chaos and advice is there are grains of truth, but you know.
Just be authentic in the chaos. That's it.
All right, well, we're running low on time, but last question before I ask you about your social media and stuff. What is something that you wish people would ask you about more? Like something you wish people would, it doesn't have to be theater or acting related or anything. Like just something you wish people would ask you about more that you don't really get to talk about.
Wow, I don't know. It's funny. I was going to say I'm all my like little obsessions, but I've managed to put them in the conversation. And I managed to be like, hey, did you read that book on like the endocrine system? Like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm always like obsessed with something. That'd be a good question. Like, what are you currently obsessed with? And then I would just go on and like a
what are you currently obsessed with?
I don't know. Honestly, just like the meditation and stuff is a big one right now, and just like learning how our brains work. Like there's like there are just chemicals in our brains. Like that's everything in life. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. Honestly.
Crazy, but like then they tell you how to feel, what to do, what to think, what to eat.
Wait.
Feeling how crazy I am.
Where have you been getting all this? Did you know all of this about the
Just
brain
like
before,
YouTube.
or are
I was
you
like,
just
I
getting
can
excited
learn.
now?
Just like YouTube videos. I'm like, I can learn anything.
Do you have a favorite
learning
YouTuber
things.
that you learn from?
I don't. I always find those little like cartoon like this is how this works. And it's like, oh, okay. That's great. I love it. I'm a big nerd. I love it though.
That's great.
It.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we are about to wrap up, but is there anything you want to promote? Any shows, social media, anything? Where can people find you?
Yeah, like my TikTok and Instagram is Troy Tripicchio.
My life's a lie.
Tripicchio, whatever you want to call me. It's should I spell it or is it gonna be on?
It'll be on the screen.
Okay.
I'll put it right there.
Yeah, and my astrology Instagram is Astralatroy, but it's all connected. Like if you find me on one platform, you'll find me on all the other ones. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
This was so
This
great.
is awesome.
Thanks for
Watching.
Enstarz. Please be
Sure.
to like, comment,
And
subscribe. Yay!